Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about the Singer. It's going to be sort of handheld camera work today because I need to show a lot of different demonstrations on it. So there it is. It's the Singer 320K2 Morning Mouse. So what I've done with this one would outlast me, whatever. It was said by a lady from America that at the time after the war when these came out, it was the state-of-the-art model, way before its time. And you could either buy a car or you could buy this. So this is one of Singer's that they didn't make very many of, but it was way advanced of its time. So I'm going to talk about this machine today. I'll keep it as brief as I can. What have I done to this machine myself? I've put a new motor in and a LED light bulb. And when you put the LED light bulb, remember that these will run off the mains. So make sure, if you go on a bidding channel and you see LED for these, make sure you understand the power goes through the machine to the light bulb. There's no transformer. That's the thing to remember. And there are ones, and I think I've got about 25 of these if anybody needs them, for 240 volt for this machine and machines of its time. 360 and the variated whatevers. So if you got one like this, or similar to that, I've got those. But they all run through the mains, not through a transformer. So make sure you buy the right one. The reason I changed the motor, because in those days you used to get the burring, the sort of burring noise. Now, oh mouse, I'll put you over there. Now, with the needle down, always put your needle down. Now, so no burring, no as there were years ago. The other topic that they're asking on another channel, a group, all about tension on these. So I want to talk a little bit about tension, a little bit about cotton, so let's crack on, so I don't waste all your time. This machine had many features where you can move the needle from there, left, right, inside there, so you get closer to the edge. You can put discs on here with cams to make the cams make different shapes and patterns. Now here's another tip. This Gutterman is getting a bit old. I'm getting lots of dust from it, look. So dust is coming everywhere at the moment. Never ever put your cottons in plastic bags. Never. And if you think a cotton is getting a bit worn, a bit old, just pop it in the bathroom, just pop it in the bathroom where there's mist and moisture. And that brings them back a little bit. I never say to anybody, put them in a plastic bag. That tip came to me by my wife, who does bobbin lace making. And she was told never put them in a plastic bag because they need to breathe. To try not to seal them off. And if they're getting a bit whatever, you got old cottons, you think, stick them in the bathroom on the shelf, let them breathe the moisture and whatever for a little while. Okay, back to the tension. Tension, obviously, as we all know, the tension only cuts in when the arm is down. So when the lever goes down in this model, that's when the grip starts. Now, I've always, in the past, get my foot up, snip it off. Whoops, today, poor mouse is getting hammering today. Let's put him right out of the way. Right, okay. Sorry about the camera work, but I haven't got 3 cameras. So what I used to do to try and get my tension right on these when you're really getting to the beginning, I used to put the foot down, but raise the foot up very, very slightly, and slightly feel the top thread, how it's coming through the tension, very slightly. If I couldn't bring it through, then I know I'm really way out of it. Okay, so now my tension is set and the discs are in place, and that's the tension. Come on, focus up. Now if you ever strip these to bits, you have to be very careful what you're looking at, and very careful how you're about to put them back together. Just let me find the page that I need to demonstrate, because I had to close it for something else. Talk amongst yourself a minute. Right, okay, I might as well bring it over to the book while I'm doing it. Okay. Yep. Lubrication. Well, these machines just hate to be left alone. They don't like it at all. If you leave these machines, leave them for a month, they get very moody. That's the trouble with the old ones. Now, coming back to this, look. You have all these parts to take off, and if you get that one wrong, everything will be wrong, and if you get the spring wrong, that will be wrong, of course. That has to be a certain way round. Can you see that notch there? That sort of pigtail? That has to be one way. If you put it in the other way, you're going to have big problems. This one has 2 discs. And then you have the inner spring and this part here, this little one here. Coming back to the machine. Sorry about the camera work, but bear with me. If this little spring, look, if when you're sewing, if that does not move up and down as you're sewing, then this will give you a problem underneath. With a lot of people are having a problem with, where are we? This. I purposely left the needle up and I didn't put it into my fabric, right? So you're getting a lot of this problem. Always remember, it's tension, needle down. And when you're doing your tension, you only have to move it a little bit, all right, a little bit. Don't go like 6 to 8. No, it's just a matter of a slight turn. You see how that thread is, look, really giving off a lot of whatever. I'll clean all that up later. I like to work in the raw until you see it as the mistakes are made. If this is not put back together right, or that spring is broken inside, you need to get a new one of those. And you have to make sure that you're following the way round that you're threading it from your reel, coming across, coming through. And this is where you have to make sure that you come up before you go down, and go up through the two, and on you go, and front to back. Now in some they'll do a side left to right, some have done front to back. So you have to make sure your manufacturer, if they're saying left to right, or if they're saying front to back. You need to know your needle how that's done as well. So, if you're not putting your needle in your work, you can get that happening. Because what's happened is the bottom bobbin has become relaxed. And there's, how can I say, like the top one is tense a little bit. There's a little bit of tension there. The camera work will get better. Well, that one's got tension on it. A little bit. Right, I'm going to talk about the tension of that as well. So, I hope that I can do it all one-handed. Very Heath Robinson here. And again, the other day, as I was saying, it depends. Try not to mess around with that tension too much on there. But if you have to, you have to. And if you imagine if that was in there, what I'll try and do it with the other camera with the two hands. You sort of, when that's in there, and you've got a thread, you use it and you sort of gently do that and see how much it slips down to know that that is right. Do you remember those, what were they called, those things you used to wind up and throw down, they used to come back up. Well, this won't come back up, but I'll show you later on about that one, how you set that right. Now that's out there. Okay, so I think that's what I wanted to say about this. If you're having a lot of problems with the tension, you need to make sure that this spring is not broken inside. If so, get it to your technician to get a new spring or put one in yourself. But make sure everything is the right way round. Remember how you did it as you're putting it back. Sorry about the camera shake. I will get better, but that's what I know of my machine. I'm going to go from these machines all the way up to modern machines, eventually. Good old Singer, and that's from me. Thank you very much. Catch you further down. Bye.